Hey there guys, this is Sam
And Justin.
at the Survival Review, and today we're going to be talking about Justice League, again, unfortunately, with spoilers.
Yes.
All the stuff that, if you haven't seen the movie already, do you really care? Just watch this anyway. But if you really care, don't watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll start with the big thing, which is Superman's resurrection.
Yeah, which we mentioned in our non-spoiler
But like,
talk. But it's obvious.
The weirdest part is that the entire second act of the movie is them trying to resurrect Superman.
It's weird.
And it's like, I thought it was going to be some sort of big epic thing where he somehow comes back out of nowhere.
And it's just dumb.
And also me being the picky comic book fan, I really wanted to see the black suit.
I don't know any of that shit. I don't care. I don't know why black suit. I know that the death and return of Superman is like a big deal and whatever, but
Black suit and a mullet.
a mullet? That sounds amazing. What?
From the 90s.
How could they cut the mullet? This is a joke.
Should have kept the mullet and the mustache.
Wow. I mean, the mustache is easy. Just the film would have been better with the mustache.
But either way, though, the way they bring him back was just they spent the entire second act coming up with this like crazy idea about like the mother boxes and how that could bring him back. And I don't know, it just seemed very kind of
It seemed really
Like they could have just shown that in the trailers and it wouldn't have mattered.
No, not even a little bit.
Since it's like a plot point. It's not like a cool reveal.
It's also just like it doesn't make sense. It's just
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, this box can make him come back to life, even though they don't know anything about. They make it a point that they know nothing about these boxes, other than they can destroy the world. But one of them's like, put it in the pool with the thing, and that'll do it. And really, I don't know.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
And then even in like the original cut, apparently there was actually more to it. But all that's gone because we need to have an under 2 hour runtime. So now it's just like Ben Affleck's just like, we can bring him back, right? Okay, let's try it.
Hey, everything has to be snappy, snap, snap, snap. Everything has to just move to the next thing, even though nothing really connects.
Yeah,
Things
like
just happen.
so Superman comes back, and his first scene coming back was awesome. That was really good. It's where he's not evil, but he just doesn't really know what's going on.
Probably the best part of the movie.
Yeah, and it's just this really cool fight scene between him and the Justice League. And it has the best moment in the movie where he's like holding everybody, choking everybody, and then Flash just runs in to stop him, and all of a sudden you see Superman in that slow motion vision, just his eye
moves and Flash is going from like smiling to oh shit.
Yeah, it's so good.
That's a really great moment.
Yeah, I love that part.
Yeah.
But like that whole scene was really solid. But the thing is, like, after that, Superman goes back to his house, and then he's kind of better, and then he goes helps him save the day.
Yeah.
And it's happened so fast.
It's so rushed.
Yeah, and again, apparently in the original cut, there was a little bit more stuff without him just kind of calming down, actually using like his mom to help calm him down and stuff. And it's like, there you go, that's what you need. And also, apparently there was stuff with like Steppenwolf and the climax kind of tempting him to like turn to his side, turn to like the dark side basically, which would have made sense, dealing that he just came back from the dead and he doesn't exactly know what's going on, and it would have like added more to it.
Sounds interesting. Like maybe add a little depth.
Yeah.
To Superman. There's like nothing going on with him.
No, not at all. I do like they do kind of have a little bit of a payoff. Not as much, because again, a lot of that was cut out in the movie. A little bit of payoff with the nightmare sequence in Batman vs. Superman, where like you see that the main reason why Superman is like evil and mad is because Lois Lane is dead. So there's this whole build-up where Batman's like, I'm going to bring in the big guns. And it turns out just to be Lois Lane.
Yeah.
And that's a good payoff. Like, I like that. My problem is there's no real mention of that dream sequence at all in the movie, that it makes that scene feel even more pointless in that movie.
I had a dream. It was the end of the world.
Kind of a little bit of payoff, where him bringing in Lois Lane, but it just feels like that was it.
Okay, that's the thing you were really trying to build up in the previous film.
That's why you have an entire, 8-minute sequence that doesn't tie into anything in your movie. That's why you have that there, just so you can have Lois Lane.
It just makes that pointless 8-minute sequence seem even more fucking pointless.
Yeah, and I wish we would have had more of that in here to make it, flow better.
What, pointless 8-minute sequences?
No, well, no, that's what this movie is made of.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because we have to, focus on this one family in the city.
Oh yeah, focus on the weird Russian family or whatever they are in the Pauly Shore Biodome. What?
Okay. But that family, you keep cutting to them throughout the movie, and it's like it's building to something. All it builds towards is that the Flash saves them at the end.
Yes, that's it.
I feel like that might have been another Zack Snyder excessiveness thing, because Zack Snyder does like to add a little too much stuff in his movies sometimes.
They're always so packed to the brim.
Yeah.
Even though they're really long too.
Yeah, and even apparently there's some stuff in like the original cut. Like there's a lot of like cameo by little characters that are all cut out of this cuts. Because in the long run, there's no need. You could just show Flash saving them, being like, "Oh, this is a family who's in this town running away from destruction," and that's all you need.
It could just be literally a shot.
Yeah, and there's a little stuff that doesn't pay off. Like, I guess it was just a joke, but like there's a scene where the little girl takes out like the can of bug spray.
Oh yeah.
And I think I guess it was just supposed to be a visual joke, because you never see that again.
Yeah.
And there's even a bit where they first go into the Batcave, and like I saw this movie twice, and I don't see where that's paid off at all. But there's a scene where you see like Aquaman looking at stuff, and he quickly like sneakily takes something off the table, and like puts it to the side, and you never see that again. Like I don't know what he was doing.
They'll bring it up in 6 movies.
Well, those 6 movies aren't gonna happen
Yeah.
because they're totally rethinking their DC universe.
Yeah.
But like, there's a little bit of stuff like that, like not really much payoff. And I guess we'll get to the post-credit scenes in this movie. Even though, DC was like, hey, we're going to be different and not do post-credit scenes.
No, they're just totally doing it.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah.
You just don't care anymore. They're like, shit,
They're they're doing the exact formula that Marvel does, just swapped a little bit. Instead of having the plot scene at the beginning and the jokey scene all the way at the end, they just kind of swapped it. Because the first
How
scene,
original.
Because the first scene is just a scene where it's a race between Superman and Flash.
Yeah,
Which is a fine scene, but it didn't feel earned. Like, if this was happening down the line, or if you had more stuff where people actually talking about how Flash is the fastest man alive, and him saying that,
yeah.
then it would pay off. But it doesn't really pay off. It's a nice little scene. It just, again, would have been better farther on down the line.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
That's
guess
whatever.
And then the post-credit scene, which I actually really like. And I know you're just like, whatever.
I
'Cause you-
couldn't give a shit.
Well, there's one part of it I don't like, and that's Jesse Eisenberg. But
Yeah.
but I like the rest of the scene, because basically, it's an Arkham Asylum. They're trying to round up all the prisoners and stuff, but Lex Luthor isn't moving. So the guy's like, Lex Luthor, get your ass out here. And he goes in there, turns around, it's somebody else. Which I like that. That felt like right out of like a cartoon, and I thought that was fun. And then it cuts to Deathstroke, just out of nowhere, just going onto this yacht and meeting up with Lex Luthor. And Lex Luthor saying like, oh, isn't it time we have a League of Our Own? And that's what they're teasing, like a Legion of Doom type of thing. That's what they're teasing. And, I didn't like seeing Jesse Eisenberg, because I don't like Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. And he still feels totally out of place as that character, even in this one scene.
After the movie ended, I heard an 8-year-old say, I sure do love that Jesse Eisenberg. He should always play the bad guy in movies. I was like, well, at least 8-year-olds like him.
Yeah. Well, he could play bad guys if he wasn't playing Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
But seeing Deathstroke was really friggin' cool.
I have no idea who Deathstroke is, and I didn't care.
See, I know who he is, and it was an extremely comic accurate costume. That just made it really cool. He just made it really badass. And it was just a fun scene, something that I wasn't expecting at all. So I thought that was a fun little surprise at the end of the movie. Like, I wasn't expecting Deathstroke, even though I knew there was a picture of him leaked online a while ago that everybody thought was a costume test, because he was cast in the Batman movie back when it was Affleck's Batman movie.
Okay.
And now, since the script's being rewritten, we don't know if he's going to be in it at all. So we thought that was like a costume test for possibly like the Batman movie, but turns out it was for Justice League. So seeing him was a nice, pleasant surprise, and like a completely out of left field post-credit scene, which I like. And those are the best kind, just the ones that you don't really see coming. So I like it. And also, speaking of cameos from the extended DC universe, you do see some Green Lanterns in the movie.
Yeah,
in the flashback.
Very briefly. And
I like that though.
That was neat.
That was cool.
I guess.
That brought us.
And we got help from people from other planets.
And it's the Green Lanterns. And as I can tell, I love DC, because that just brought a smile to my face when I saw the lanterns flying in. It's like, oh, that's neat.
That was neat. Because every time you see, now DC has their own logo thing that's opened the same way.
Yeah.
It's got all their characters. And you see the Green Lantern.
Yeah, you see him out there,
at
which is
one point.
awesome.
So it's like, that's neat that they're not completely forgetting he exists.
No, I mean, when they actually made that, film slate that they were going to do a few years back, that they're not following through on one bit.
Yep.
When they actually had a Green Lantern movie planned.
Yeah.
The Green Lantern Corps. That's what it was called, basically. And like I still want to see that movie. I don't think it's gonna get made, but
At this point.
no. But that's why. Now I liked seeing the Green Lanterns, and I hope they do more of that. But that was a really fun cameo. That's where like they're kind of like cameos from the extended universe work.
Yeah.
Because that's really nice. I like the action scene in the middle when they were like in the sewers. That's when I felt like I was just watching an old school Justice League cartoon. Batman has that like spider thing. I'm like, I like that.
The spider thing was kind of neat.
It was over the top. I was like, I'm in. I don't know why Batman would make a spider mechanical machine, but dude, fine. I feel like something was missing there. Like that one scene where they're trying to like climb up the thing, and like they stop, and then Cyborg flies out, and you get that line where Flash is like, "Did he just bail?" And then it cuts to them like outside already, like up there, like
there's just a whole scene there missing.
yeah, like they're there. And there's a little like continuity errors compared to the other movies that I noticed. Cyborg's talking about how like the mother box didn't start moving and working until the night Superman died. That's what they said. But in a scene of Batman vs Superman, Wonder Woman is looking at the email. You see a mother box in there working. Like that actually fuses with Cyborg in that scene. So there's a continuity error there.
Yeah.
That didn't match. Or even like Alfred saying that like there's no other facial recognition for the Flash except for that one security video. Though in the post-credit scene in Suicide Squad, when Bruce Wayne gets that folder, there's a clear picture of.
Well,
Barry
except
Allen.
for that one. Yeah.
Except for that one. That one's right.
Except for those two, and like they probably got a few others somewhere.
Little continuity errors between the movies where it's like really like they normally try to have a lot of continuity in between these movies. The way the Superman like memorial statue is destroyed,
Yeah.
it's like exactly the way it was destroyed in Batman vs Superman. So it's weird that they let those stuff kind of slip.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Lazy.
Yeah. And also one thing we didn't mention, this isn't really a spoiler, but we forgot to mention it in our regular review, is the score for the movie.
Yeah.
Done by Danny Elfman.
Of all people.
Yeah, it sucked.
It was off-putting.
Yeah. Well, he plays homage to the classic themes.
Yeah.
You do hear the 89 theme at some points. And I have to kind of give that a pass because I kind of love that theme. That to me like is the Batman theme.
It is a good theme, but like not for this movie.
Well, the first time you hear it is good.
That scene kind of felt like something out of Batman 89.
I love that. But the rest of it didn't need to be there. And John Williams' theme felt kind of out of place just because like this universe already has an established Superman theme. And yeah, it kind of already had an established Batman theme, Batman vs Superman, but I don't remember that theme. It was kind of crappy.
Anyone does.
So that's okay. But the Superman theme, is like one of the best things about Man of Steel is its score. It has a really good score, a really distinct score that made us like say, oh, this is its own universe. It's not related to any other Superman thing. And that's great. So to kind of bring like the John Williams thing back in this universe just felt kind of weird and out of place.
Yeah, very out of place.
I'm not saying it's like the worst thing in the movie, but it's like it just seemed kind of awkward.
Yeah.
But the rest of the score was so bland and generic. And normally I'm not a person who complains about the movie's music score. But like again, Man of Steel had a really awesome score and distinct and great. And so for this one just to be generic and by the numbers was kind of underwhelming.
Yeah. Danny Elfman hasn't done a really great score in quite some time.
No.
So.
no.
Yeah.
And it's like it kind of sucks that was like Joss Whedon's idea to bring on Danny Elfman to do the score. It's like, really? I do like the stuff with Barry Allen and his father. It's a really brief stuff. And I like that stuff. That's stuff like what I can't wait to see in a Flash movie, which...
Well, like I said in the actual review, I thought that Flash was the most grounded, like, relatable character. He's not terrible, aside from the overabundance of jokiness.
Yeah.
I liked Flash.
Yeah, like the moment I was saying with the overabundance of jokes, like there's that awesome moment when he pushes the sword back towards Wonder Woman. Great moment.
And he trips.
But, yeah, and then he trips. I was like, you didn't do that. And it doesn't even like, and the weirdest thing is it doesn't even linger to like play it as a joke. No. He trips and the scene immediately keeps going. So it's like, why do you need it? It was a great moment as is. Like I love like the smile on his face after he pushes it. Like he just accomplished something. Like that was great.
He feels like a superhero.
Yeah.
It's neat.
There's only 2 scenes. I like the scenes with his dad. Again, I like the actor playing his dad. I always like the actor and stuff. And I like those moments. So it was one of the few times where like Barry Allen was actually like a character.
Yeah.
And not a comedic relief, which I enjoyed. Yeah. And I really hope to see more of that explored in the Flash movie. Although
who knows if they're even gonna fucking make it?
Well,
do they have a director set yet?
No. No, they've already lost 2 of them for that movie.
Yeah.
No, I'm still just bummed that they're planning to do Flashpoint as the movie.
I know, that's weird.
Like, that should not be the first Flash movie, and it's really crappy. Like, you need just a general Flash adventure first, and then you do Flashpoint. So that pisses me off. But again, it might not even happen for all we know.
Hopefully it does.
Since like they've been trying to develop a Flash script since since they announced that slate of movies like 3 years ago. So I don't know why it's been so hard to adapt a Flash script. Like, I liked Affleck's Batman in this movie. He got a lot of cool stuff. I just don't like that he smiles a little too often in the cowl. I feel like Batman should never really smile when he's as Batman. And there's a few too many moments where he does smile, and it's kind of like, yeah, no. But I don't know if I really blamed it on Affleck or as much as the direction.
Yeah, that's not his fault. He was told to smile.
Yeah, and just that moment when he's laying on the ground, just yep, something's definitely bleeding. It's like,
yeah, that fucking line from Superman. Do you bleed? And the way he says it was so comical.
Yeah.
I burst out laughing. God, it was so bad.
I like Henry Cavill, and I think he could be a great Superman. That was not one of his strongest moments as an actor.
No. But was that really the best take they had?
Well, I mean, it's probably the best they could do with the CGI.
Yeah.
It's the only one they had time with. They didn't have time to go through many takes. But like when at the end, Superman comes in and as she starts saving people, and it's like, I like all that. Like, I like seeing him smiling. We're getting closer to the Superman we all want. They did do a little too much of him joking.
Yeah.
Like it felt like he wasn't taking the situation seriously at all, except for when he was saving civilians. But like we're almost there, and I like that. We're seeing the hints into the brighter future of what these movies can be. We have Aquaman next year, which is a movie we were saying probably wouldn't have even gotten made if they were going to do it after Justice League came out.
Yeah.
But that's coming out next year. I have higher hopes for that since DC does a lot better with their standalone movies.
Yeah, and I think James Wan is a competent director. He can make a good action movie.
If he was somehow able to make Furious 7 like a decent enough movie with how crazy of a production that was, he could do an Aquaman movie which didn't have production problems that we know of yet.
So, hopefully we don't find out that Joss Whedon is doing a bunch of reshoots on that.
You never know, because again, like they did the reshoots after Zack Snyder finished Justice League.
Exactly.
So it's like you never know. They might do it.
We'll see.
But like as for the future of these movies, it's kind of in a total mess right now. I know Affleck's probably out as Batman. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
But I hope he's not. I hope we get one more movie with him. One standalone Batman movie. That's what I hope.
I'm at a point where I don't care and don't want to watch any more of them. So.
Well, it's not hard to be that way after DC keeps screwing things up.
Pretty much. So
that's Justice League.
And that's about all we've got to say about it, spoilers and all. So until the next Justice League.
Until Aquaman.
Until Aquaman. We'll see you guys later. Alright, now we never make another video until Aquaman, right?